नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। Hare Krishna everyone. So we are discussing shloka number 12 all about demigod worship from chapter 4 Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If you haven't already watched the previous 4 episodes, please do so and then come back and watch this. So what is Krishna saying in this shloka? Kankshantaha karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha Shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. So Krishna said, those who desire the results of their activities, fruitive results, they go to Iha Devata, demigods who belong to this material world, but they are in the higher planetary systems. Why do they go to the demigods? Because Shipram hi manushe loke, quickly they will sanction if it is there in your karma account, and then siddhir bhavati karmaja, you will get what you want. So all through these videos, we have been discussing what's wrong in this picture, why we should not be approaching the demigods. Instead, we should go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is actually empowering these beings. I've discussed various aspects related to this. In fact, here Krishna is being very mild about demigod worship. He is very mildly introducing us about demigod worship, who goes to demigods and all that. But later, let me tell you, in 7th chapter if you see, Krishna is clearly condemning demigod worship. How? He is saying, Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavat yalpamedasam devan devaya joyanti madbhaktayanti mamapi. What is Krishna calling those who worship demigods? Alpamedasam. Medasa means intelligent. Alpamedasa means he has very little intelligence. That means what? He is not very intelligent. So Krishna is condemning demigod worship, saying that it's only less intelligent people who would go and do demigod worship. Why? Because he is saying, Antavattu phalam tesham. They give you only temporary results. They'll give you only material results. They can't give you what is ultimate good for bhakti. Bhakti, you have to go to Krishna only. So these demigods will give you that which is material and that which is temporary, which we don't want anyway, because the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the wisdom of Gita is telling us this will bind us. Anything material, anything temporary is going to bind us. We don't want to be bound. We want to be liberated. We want to go back home, back to Godhead. So it's not a very intelligent proposal to be going to demigods and seeking, you give me this, you give me that, you give me that. Not very intelligent. And in fact, Krishna is a little even harder in the very next shloka, that is chapter 7, shloka number 24. Krishna is saying, Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayaha param bhavam ajananto mama vyayam anuttamam. In 7.23, Krishna called demigod worshippers Alpamedasam, less intelligent. In 7.24, he is calling them Abuddhayaha, not at all intelligent. So I'm sure we are all intelligent. So we should not be continuing this process of demigod worship. If we are really intelligent, we have to switch to worshipping He who is the Supreme Most, and that is Lord Sri Krishna. And now some of you may say, well Mataji, you yourself have said now, based on Bhagavad Gita understanding, that anyway these demigods are also empowered by Krishna. And in many of the homas, vratas, pujas, if you see, when the priests are uttering certain mantras, finally they will say everything is actually an offering to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Vasudeva. Sarvarpanam for Keshava. Now you may say, then anyway ultimately it's going to Keshava only, no? So what is the problem? We'll pray to demigod, but demigods ultimately they're passing it to Krishna only. Well, the problem is your prayer is going to Keshava through the demigod, but you will not go to Keshava anytime soon. It's not like, I bought a ticket to Tokyo and I want to go to New York. How is that rational? If you got a ticket for Tokyo, you have to end up in Tokyo only, not New York. So that is why in 9th chapter, let me share with you, shloka number 25, Krishna is saying, Yanti deva vrata devan, pitrun yanti pitrvrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejya, yanti madhyajinopimam. What is Krishna saying here? Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. So if you are worshipping any devata, you will go to that devata loka. You are worshipping Surya Bhagwan, you are doing 108 Surya Namaskars, you are so much into this, so you will go to sun planet. And you are worshipping maybe Indra, you will go to Indra loka. Some other devata you are worshipping, you will go to that devata loka. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Bhutani yanti bhutejya. If you are worshipping Bhutaganas, you are celebrating Halloween nicely, then you will end up amongst them. Pitrun yanti pitravrataha. You are very much into ancestral worship, then you will go to Pitraloka, ancestral loka. And Krishna is saying, those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, but yanti madhyajinopimam. But if you happen to worship me means Supreme Lord Krishna, he is saying, and those who worship me will live with me. So if you want to go to the ultimate destination, Goloka Vrindavana, the topmost loka in the spiritual world, to enjoy eternally with Krishna and his associates, then we have to better worship Krishna exclusively. So we can't use this statement that no matter whom I am worshipping, I'll still anyway end up there only because it's all going to Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate. No, that is not going to happen. If you worship the demigod, you will go to that particular devata's loka. We will not go to the spiritual world. So let's be clear about this. So that is why this is all so many interesting things. And because of lack of awareness, if I go to a person who is not very educated, who does not have any understanding of, worldly people and what's going on across the world, if I have a group picture, there are a bunch of people in that, and there is also the world's richest man right now, who I think it's Jeff Bezos. So if there are a group of people in that picture and there is also Jeff Bezos, and I go show it to someone who has no understanding and awareness, he is just going to say that these are just a group of people. He is not going to understand the special, elevated, successful position of Jeff Bezos compared to other ordinary people. So likewise, but why is that happening to that person? Because of lack of awareness. He doesn't know what is the position, accomplishment of Jeff Bezos. But the same thing, if I show to a person who does have that understanding and awareness, he'll immediately say, oh, so there is this Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, surrounded by a bunch of other ordinary people. So exactly the same thing, because of lack of awareness, now we are thinking Krishna is also just like other so many demigods. We do not have the awareness, understanding, knowledge of the exclusive, special, supreme position of Krishna in contrast to all these other devatas, demigods. But with the knowledge, with the wisdom of Gita, all these things will become very, very clear in our mind. And with that knowledge, then we will understand, no way, Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one and only, and everybody else is in the category of Devatas, the 33 crore Devatas. So let us worship Krishna. So that awareness has to come, that knowledge has to be instilled, and then proper things will start happening. Anyway, just a slight thing is, even if you want to worship demigods, there are 33 crores. It's impractical. In 1 year, if you had to worship all 33 crore devatas, you have to worship 9 lakh devatas every day. That is simply impractical, impossible. I thought I'll just throw that statistic in there to put it in perspective for you. So the key thing to understand here is we do not have to continue with our demigod worship that's condemned by Krishna in the later chapters of Bhagavad Gita. We can just directly approach and worship the one and only Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Krishna. You don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, on that note, we are wrapping up shloka number 12. In the next video when we come, we will dive into 13th shloka. Very, very wonderful, instructive shloka. You will know what that is more when we come back. So stay tuned. Take care. Hare Krishna.